to be the big concern. Bowder are very, very capable right now.
And they're both going for the same strategy. Both Bowder and GG are dropping a little bit further away from those two teams in the center, looking to loot up and then push in for that timing attack the way that we saw GG pull it off on Waterfall. KLA dropped onto Shadow Jade to break all of the boxes and pick themselves up a Moonbane Charm. Bowder has the exact same idea. And remember, only one Bane's Breath can be in play at any time. So if one of those teams activates it, it's denied as an option for the other. As WBG comes in, that Zai Efrey looking to try and find this setup and put pressure onto JJH. No one really wanting to hard engage at the moment, however, as there is a third party, OUG, also coming out to play. Crucially, this kill feed, for the first time in the entirety of this day, we are yet to see a single kill come through. Here it is. GG looking for that timing attack, wanting to third party in. JDG and TE already going at it. CJS and LXM coming in with a huge tumultuous ultimate to try and find the isolated targets. Setting up Dragon Slayers into Nezhar's, collapsing and cleaving onto everybody who's stacked up. But here comes Wolves. Takeda ultimate going to be from Wolves' side. CJS also going to be mirroring it. Charged R&B on that fan, connecting onto ZK. And unfortunately, CJS not able to find the parry timing twice. Back to back, misreads the charged vertical. And ZK gets so much damage onto Takeda. Finds the uppercut into vertical hop. And manages to get the kill onto GG. Granted, GG walk away with 3 kills, but this might be where they lose the rebirth charms. And unfortunately for them, every single time we've seen GG lose those rebirths early in this fight, it's gutted their momentum for the rest of the match.
Well, at least LXM has kept his for now, but that was... Honestly, CGX really fumbled that one. Missing out heavily as OUG are going to lose the king. KLA sliding into this mix now with 2 kills under their belt, looking to finish up JJH's Monk transformation. Will be timing out now, so this is KLA's opportunity to strike and grab themselves some points. Godly getting launched onto here by QGG. Only got the grey armor, but is going to take up, uses the ultimate to keep himself nice and high. And he find an opening onto Chuli, is able to get 1 strike off. Godly being chased down onto. I've still got a couple of charges off that F left and available to him. He's putting the damage in onto Godly. There's going to be one of the F charges burnt out by him as he's just keeping the pressure up. Godly struggling to break away from KGG. It's so hard to break away from Hadi. Character has a lot of sticking power as Godly actually gets himself the ballista, and that's enough to force KGG off for the moment. But in comes the rest of KLA, trying to put that damage down. CXZ not going to jump into the ballista yet, as Chuli is just going to try and get the damage off. They trade out, 1 shot coming in. Chuli decides he doesn't want any more of that heat.
Yeah, but KLA have the Bane Breath. Remember, they bought it earlier. They're going to drop it now. And as a result, JJH just going to be slipping away out of this fight. OUG also in the area. See the Bane's Breath go down. This is probably a reason why KLA also wanted to drop it. They knew that OUG were in the area, didn't want to get third-partied by the team, especially since they had to overcommit so many of those ultimates. As we get to have a look at JL now going head-to-head with DRG. JL currently killless at the moment. DRG wanting to find this in, but Wolves making it uncomfortable for everyone. And as a result, the fight just gets a little bit too hot for JL to want to stick on that front line. TXJ utilizing the glider on that Hardy, backs off, recoups with the rest of his team. As the third party starts to ease on off, Wolves putting a little bit of pressure. DRG also sticking around to see whether or not they saw that Wolves put that pressure on the receding backs of JL, but no fight is going to break on through. JL without any kills, KLA with 4, GG with 3, Bida also being relatively quiet. It's something that we expected coming through from this Transformers team. You do not want to have to use the ultimate until you have the loot, and as a result you have to play it pretty slowly. As heading over to Shadow Jade, KLA, QGG coming under a lot of pressure on this Hardy. Has to just back on off entirely. It looks like the Karumi teleport was actually utilized to try and chase this Hardy down before he can get back to the rest of his team. And there it is. OUG find the isolation. And it looks like KLA just made the call that the Hardy would kite the full force of OUG's team. And your 2 other players, the Yushan and the Farrier, would prioritize survival so that you only have to burn 1of those rebirths.
GG just doing himself a little bit of shopping, but 330 still on the grey armor. GG realistically probably want to be getting inside a Realm of Yang and snowballing off that, but they are very weak right now, and they've got a bit of time before those Realm of Yang spawn up, but ideally going to want to be getting some better armor onto your Karumi because they are exposed. Bowder in the area, though, and Bowder, on the other hand, pretty geared up. You got the purple armor onto your Ram. That is the monk who is going to have a lot of HP. Has got a purple weapon as well in that cannon. So, first of all, cannon's great for monks. Second of all, purple damage coming in from the monk as well. That is, honestly, the stars will align for Bowder here once again on the monk. Feels like they are a little bit blessed on that front. As GG going to have to do some real work here. JL, it's been quiet from them. 0 kills. Are currently in a bit of a standoff with Wolves. But JL, honestly, look a little bit nervous to pull the trigger.
Well, if they take the fight, there are so many teams. We know DRG is in the area, Wolves are in the area. They do not want to have to all in with this hardy variant of the cannonball composition, because if they get third party, they lose the opportunity to go into the Realm of Yang. Because like you said, they're looking for the Realm of Yang. They need the upgrades. They need that 1v1, 3 versus 3, no third party potential fight. Guaranteed, so they can all in all of those ultimates when they choose, as opposed to having to be incredibly budget friendly with that one. As Bowder just play very long rotations, wanting to stock up on the scaling, knowing that the Transformer needs that better equipment, as well as potentially getting to roll for some really good Soul Jades before that first Realm of Yang comes on through, as it is going to be starting to spawn on up positions, given away. JL running through all of the destructibles so they can pick up as much money as possible. Do we see the teams head into that area? The 2 Moonbanes have also been utilized very early on, so we're probably not going to get to see those get put and blocking one of those portal entrances. As we have some teams running with the Viper, Tessa, and Wuchan, it is going to be TE who could potentially grief one of those entrances, and with CC, stop a clean entry, as JDG think everyone is going to be positioning for Realm of Yang and take the opportunity to hopefully go uncontested and open up this cave. I don't know how well it's going to go. We'll get to see just now. Is everyone rewriting position to stack on top of JDG? No, it is going to be a prioritization of the Realm of Yang instead.
Yeah, GG, though, do have Bowder, they have JJH, they have JL, they have a whole heap of teams in the surrounding areas. So if they can't get inside the Realm of Yang, there's a chance that they just get caught in a game-ending fight immediately. I mean, we're actually cutting over to JL, who are fighting over a shop versus JJH. JL do have some pretty good gear at this point. They're trying to just jump forwards using the Kurumi umbrella, get some free shopping time in, grab what they can. Realm of Yang spawning up very, very soon. Here it comes. GG been forced back by Bowder. Bowder going to be first in through this portal. Who is going to join them, though? That's the question. 6 spots up for grabs and only 5 left at this point. Bowder, are they going to be contested by anyone? GG actually waiting to see who else goes in. It's going to be Wolves versus Bowder. Looks like GG didn't get in unless...
Nope,
no, they didn't.
They do not. JL get in, JDH get in, XCG and JDG. As Bowder, this is crucial for Bowder. They need a win here to scale up. Yuran immediately going to be going in with that transformation. Covered by the Tumult. Gets a grab onto Wolves EG. Can't quite find the double slap. The opposing Tumult ultimate making it a little bit harder for him to have to operate around. Karumi ultimate also coming into place that he can find another grab. Looks for that double. Manages to find it. The clap comes through. XEM absolutely shredded by a bow shot coming through from Jing, playing off of the double slap, amplified damage. Gets another grab as well. Takeda does manage to find a parry, but Yuran covers for his teammate with the F1 commitment. Dagger set up now to keep EG's attention. The uppercut into Dagger Dash is going to be the final knife in the back that clears the floor. And Bowder, we said it was so crucial that they walk away with a win. Not only do they walk away with a win, that is a legendary dagger picked up, which is oh so quickly going to be turned into a fan.
Yeah, that is going to be huge for Yoran as well, most likely, giving him that legendary damage on his grabs. JDG were able to win their Realm of Yang, and I'm not sure how the other one's going yet. We'll keep our eyes on that for now. But OUG himself in the fight here versus TE trying to find themselves the kill. Leo going very, very low. OUG got some work to do if they want to catch up to the match point eligibility. Catching a parry off there from LYD onto Leo, but Leo back on his feet, able to save the day here. SF going pretty low, pinned up against the wall. He's just going to scarf her up and get away to safety as LYD trying to buy himself some space. They do have that Wu Chen, and I think that port is going to have to come out fairly soon here. Boys, this could get really hairy for them. Maybe they don't have the ultimate available to them, actually. Hand goes down, and just like that, OUG take out TE.
Yeah, crucially as well, JL and Bowder now go head-to-head. JL had to take a fight earlier. This time around, they have a million birds might, so too do Bowder. Both of these teams feeling confident. Yuran is going to go for the activation of the transformation. Immediately finds that stomp, looking for a grab onto some of those players. Hardy utilizing the reposition and backing off of the fight as everyone swaps to the repeating crossbow. However, that Karumi F3 with the 90% damage reduction doing work to keep Yuran stabilized. Barrett does manage to find a cannon shot, will be able to find the stagger and stop Yuran from potentially grabbing some of these players. Monk about to lose the ultimate, might have to drop out of it early. However, as JL's TXJ comes in with the charge verticals on that fan, massive Karumi V2 is going to bail Yuran out of danger. The uppercut from that dagger into another couple of hits, forcing the Hardy into utilizing the glider as well as the Yushan into the ultimate. Terracotta Warrior now comes out onto the field. Yuran starts to get healed up by the Tether, 20% damage reduction, doing work as well as Jinx to mulch ultimate, making sure that Yuran can play in the middle of it. Can't stick around, however, because TXJ with this Hardy can go in and out over the top and keep the pressure up on these low players. GG also in the area looking for the third party. This could be where it falls apart for Bowder. A huge parry connects onto CJS. He's able to pick up the fan. JL, however, finds 2 kills back-to-back on players of Bowder and start walking away. 5 kills now picked up for them. And GG have the ultimates. Can they tip the scales with the power creep? Third party coming on through. CJS doesn't have a purple weapon. He's getting staggered out. Utilizes the Takeda ultimate to force the knockback. Ferrier gets dropped on the side of JL. The Karumi Tether keeps CJS topped up, but it has to be snapped immediately for the 90% damage reduction instead of 20%. Huge play comes on through. 3-3-0 with the Karumi V2 keeps the Takeda alive, and GG have the sustain to see through the aggressive ultimates coming on out from JL. VVB sitting inside this Ferrier mech. 55 seconds left on this Vermilion Bird's Might. Wolves coming in with the third party. They have been greeting every single one of these fights from start to now. As soon as we headed into Game 7 and JL lose VVV. Crucially, though, they have Vermilion Bird's Might in play. TXJ is going to put himself into zone so that he regroups and respawns with the rest of his team. And JL, 6 kills available for them. They did lose the Ferry Mech. They did lose the Yushin ultimate. Have to be very careful that they do not revive too close to another team and get lobbied down.
Yeah, that would be really rough for them. GG. That looked way closer than I think it needed to be for them. They were in some serious danger. Wolves keeping the pressure up, though, onto Zem. Zem, keeping the pressure up on CJS. CJS, no ultimate available. Just buying as much space as possible. Staying aerial here with the bow shot is going to actually be spotted out by some ghosts. So it's JL and either JL or Bowder are sticking around in spirit form to get a read on whether or not it's worth running it back onto the team, understanding that ultimates had been invested. As Wolves get spotted out by KLA, and QGG wants to just take that kill. KLA are one of those teams that are leading the standings overall at the moment, put themselves up to 5 kills, spot the isolated target. XCG unfortunately going to go down to Yang depletion. As KLA finding that isolated target, get the kill. Don't have to worry about a third party coming on through. JL, I think, should have found a revival pretty soon, as it is going to be very quickly and shortly. Second Realm of Yang coming on out. About 32,000 coins attached to Yuran. That is going to be a lot of soul jades that this team can roll for, as GG need a loot upgrade, and quickly. Moxie, I'm just really confused on why Wolves died there. They lost 2 people to Shadow Corruption. They didn't have depletion on them. They just ran in and died to Shadow Corruption. and then left one player alive inside the zone and got taken out. I have no idea what happened.
It could be that there were teams that were too close in the area, and without the information of which team that they were up against, they didn't want to take a fight where they would lose and give kills away to teams that were MVP eligible.
I guess. Okay.
Giving kills to zone corruption is much better than funneling it over to the likes of Bauda. If Bauda get another win here inside Realm of Yang, this game is going to be going so well for this team in terms of upward scaling. Yet again, we're going to get to see Transformer versus Transformer. Both of these teams understanding that it's Monk on the other side, so it is going to be a mirror ultimate breaking on out now. Karumiel going to be utilized as buffer once that burst damage window has been removed. Yushan's also on the field. JJH have invested the Yushan ultimate to deny the double grab coming through. Remember, Bauda are running the Temi instead of the Yushan, so cannot deny the double grab potential, and as a result, Yuan is not getting to play super aggressive, is having to play around godly spacing. Instead, comes on through focus light attached to the TNI, gets a huge jump parry into the Nezhas, cleaving through all of those players. There's the first Kurumi V2. It's very swiftly followed up by the second. Another Dragon Slayers into Nezhas. Comes out from Yiran. He tries to make the magic happen 3 times. Gets parried out by the Hang Sword before coming on in with the ankle break on the charged LMB on that spear. So much pressure coming on out from this TN high on the back ropes. Gets interrupted this time around by the charged R&B on those harbors, but another charge up from the Dragon Slayers forces Godly into utilizing the F1 to stop it from converting into the gold focus frame. And off of the back of that one, the Monk locks in place, having to burn the Peel tool instead to save his own skin. Bauda will be able to isolate the backline, claps on the support players, and ensure that it's just Godly before he goes down. That is 2 Realm of Yang wins for Bauda, and we have to start saying that it is a very realistic possibility. Bauda could be walking away with the championship.
Yeah, they are really set up at this point. Another golden weapon, get themselves the Draco Storm. Bauda set up for this one unless a upset of the century comes through.
Legendary Greatsword too. That's going to be swapped over to a Pole Sword. This team is going to have 2 Legendary Pole Swords.
Yeah,
the Scale Rush connections. That's crazy.
Okay, so KLA still are heading kills right now.
Yes.
JO are tied in kills. GG are very quiet, but I think that start really spooked them. They are going to get themselves the Soul Well, although they are playing the JL game of actually just holding it and not going entirely committing. But I expect to see them as soon as they can pop that, grab some better gear onto their Takeda, and then hope that the buff they get from it is going to be enough for them to kind of take them through the next stages of the game.
Yeah.
While Bauda are very set up, I will admit, I think this is still anybody's game.
Yeah, KLA could very well take it. This is how we get to see KLA taking this Realm of Yang against OUG. QGG charging up the Scale Rush with that Pole Sword. There's the cube being utilized to reposition everybody from the side of KLA into the high ground. They go to avoid that damage coming on out from the low ground, playing above the Matari composition so the Zai can catch absolutely nothing. Really smart stuff coming on through from QGG to have the foresight and set up that cube before that burst window properly hits on through. And off of the back of that, Xiphon gonna be stuck into the neutral. As we've talked about, that is where it is at its weakest. QGG charging up the R&B on the Pole Sword for the full triple charge, finding the connection. V2 does come on out to keep everyone topped on up. However, QGG now gets to come in with a Hardy ultimate. Gold frame hit comes on out. Parry as well onto OUG's the King. Hardy didn't used to be able to counter an ultimate. There was a buff that they gave him on the second patch after he was released. And KLA off of the back of that, when we're able to pick themselves up, they also opted for Draco Storm. And interestingly enough, they kited over to Celestra, anticipating that was where all of the teams with Yang depletion would squirrel themselves away into. And it's like you said, GG finding themselves in a fight against JJH, Godly already having utilized that transformation. This is when GG can now come back into this fight. Wasn't quite a Witch and teleport, re-engage back in, but with the Kurumi F3, CJS should be able to survive. Gets a huge parry. Godly also having to invest that F1 Takeda ultimate. Now comes on for your Furin Shove, catching onto all of these players. Karumi ultimate still held for the likes of 3-3-0. So it is going to be the Transformers team having to burn theirs early and try and sustain in the fight. Massive parry from CJS. Isn't able to find any follow-up, however, of JJH's Flames, utilizing this Yushin ultimate to keep the Takeda looking away from the rest of his players, and it just becomes a kite. JJH have accepted Flames is going to go down, but for the betterment of the team, he might secure a safer disengagement for the Karumi and the Tien High. And it looks like GG now go hunting. Have JJH been able to distance themselves? Yeah, GG have learned. They've been burned. They remember that hold-off where they kited too distant into that zone without knowing the players on the other side, and they give it up.
Absolutely huge there. GG, massive improvement from before. Keeping our eyes on KLA right now, who've actually got OUG in their line of sight. The cannon comes in from CXZ, secures another kill for them. KLA, we've been singing Bowder's song, but right now KLA have 10 kills under their belt. They are leading the charge. JJH go down to JL, who secure those kills. Denying that from GG is a big one. GG
yeah, they're on 7 too.
Yeah, GG are at the bottom of our front runners, but don't count them out. They've done this before. This is what happened 2 bi-weeklies ago. They were behind. Actually, every time they win a bi-weekly, they just pull it back from behind.
Unfortunately, XCG already eliminated from this lobby. OUG also losing you on the tail end of things. So close to that 70-point mark if we go another game. But it looks like the way that all of these kills are allocated towards the top of the scoreboard, it looks like it is going to be one of these MVP eligible teams finishing things off early, and it seems like this is where the day is going to end. It is just a matter of who is going to be able to lift the trophy. Everyone's so close in terms of those kills, and you cannot declare a winner until we see the final zone fully collapse. Bowder putting themselves up onto the high ground so that they can try and use the cannon pressure onto all of the teams below. KLA going to be playing potentially into that Spirit Well, as JL, no surprises. They prioritize holding this position in all of their matches previously today. Push everybody outside of that one.
I do feel like JDG could potentially play upset here. They got 8 kills. There is a world where JDG could play upset. JL holding this as long as possible. Remember, their game plan is to make sure that nobody can contest them, and they don't have to pop this bubble until they are absolutely ready to leave it. So it's just a safety point, the glamping, as we've been calling it here for JL. They are just keeping the Spirit Well in their favor. As soon as everyone takes their eyes off them, they grab the gear they want, they run away. Lovely little play there from JL, picking all of the goodies up they needed. Now VVV has the golden armor, powering their mech even further. As you ran,
that's Aurora Burst.
Golden Pole Sword, looking very, very scary. Like you said, Aurora Burst also coming through.
That's Bowder, yeah.
That's the second time in a row they've had Aurora Burst.
And they've put themselves into the perfect position to use it too, because it entirely covers the top of tower.
Yeah.
So if you try and then grapple up and swap to something like cannon and put pressure with the AoE damage onto Bowder, so that at least they might not be getting you might not be getting kills, but you are shredding resources on their end, you potentially get scooped up into that silence and just deposited in terms of a respawn and waiting for the next game, which very well may not happen. Bane's Breath gonna be coming on through directly into the middle, as all of these other teams had already prior planned. Bowder potentially caught out on top of tower, but again, they have such a high vantage point that no one on the low ground can actually catch them. They're hidden entirely from line of sight, and KLA instead just prioritizing their own survival, no one wanting to make the first move. This truce is so fragile though, because the second that some of these teams start getting low and one of these teams gets aggressive and starts looking for kills, everyone is going to be collapsing on top. And as a result, JL want to prioritize having control of this building. KLA going to be putting themselves up onto the high ground. Everyone just playing for full survival. Passivity until we see Bane's Breath wrap, and that's when it's going to be all ablaze. JL on the low ground, GG also trying to find scouting, figure out all of the teams that they're up against, figure out compositions that they're up against. By taking a little bit of challenge, it looks like. from WBG, who very quickly think better of it, see the Aurora Burst, see the legendary Pole Sword, and as Euron just looks with the charged R&B to find that immediate clash of damage onto the head of anyone who tries to grapple challenge Bowder's position.
Right now is just a waiting game. JL getting themselves down onto this low ground, holding out. We've got 4 minutes until the circle fully closes, and this could decide the day, although JDG are still in the game. They have 8 kills. They have the cannibal comp as well, or at least the aerial mech. They've got the ability to potentially play shutdown here. We'll have to keep our eyes on JDG. Tutik very geared up as well. Golden Fan on this high.
Oh, the Wisp!
Just holding the high zone. GG losing a lot of health to this cannon. They're just going to have to reposition away. GG playing this very, very tempered right now. Very,
GG
very
cast a
tempered.
cursed. JDG got caught out by a Tumult Wisp and they lose Keck.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, we were
That might
following
be the end of the
GG's
day,
POV. JDG, they do find the revive onto their Yushan. I'm not sure if it was an ultimate immediately from Yushan's end, as we're now looking at KLA's POV, Bowder having been forced with the zone moving off of that high ground position, now just sitting inside the Aurora Burst so that all of these teams cannot possibly contest them in that space. JL's One Fang goes inside the Farrier mech. Now he starts putting pressure onto KLA. Also wanted to go for that prior position to clear the space for JL to use
GG.
the Spirit Well. GG now coming under fire, the Cannonball, and all of the knockback potential from those cannon shots, having that risk of pushing GG, who tried to go into the building, but unfortunately find themselves now boxed in against all of the AoE splash damage coming through from the walls, as well as those door frames. It looks like there's going to be a Zai composition as well, taking a fight, the F3 hurtling onto, I believe it was JDG, as JL's One Fang puts themselves into the building, the entirety of JL wanting to play out of sight now that they'd unlocked that Spirit Well. And Jake, we're going all the way to zone claps. I am entirely sure KLA's Cuckoo going incredibly low now utilizes the Yushan ultimate to be able to survive a little bit longer and has to push up. GG, however, covering inside of the building with Dreadful Whale. So KLA cannot possibly try and push the engagement, and Cuckoo instead has to push on the team that are out in the open, turning onto JDG.
This is absolute carnage here. I can't believe JL keep getting Spirit Wells as well. They are playing so well at controlling those zones, and really impressive stuff. Cuckoo going very low. GG playing this out, biding their time, using that Dreadful Well to control this building for themselves. There is an Aurora Burst actually from Peak trying to pierce through the building and catch onto GG. A pillar gets pulled down. KLA closing in on the gap as the zone's closing down. Peak is low HP. GG may actually pressure up off the back of this one, knocking Peak back. CJS is able to secure a kill, but JL get 1 in response, make that 2 in response, as they are up to 9 kills at this point. It is a bloodbath on top of the building as JDG are starting to pick up kills themselves. They're up to 9, they're up to 10, picking up kills left, right and center, but KLA still in command. They have lost their Yue Shen though. GG remain inside the building, waiting for their prime opportunity to break out. Jing finds himself bopped out of the house by GG. They don't want him in Moe's Tavern, kicking him out. KLA low HP. GG may take this as the opportunity to strike, as they are staying inside the building, still holding fast. 1 minute 8 left on the game. Down go Bowder. They're knocked out by JL. JL TXJ losing a lot of HP with Bowder down. Another key competitor has been denied, as GG have secured themselves yet another kill. Peck has been knocked out as GG are looking for an opportunity kill here. JL get the one onto TXG. XZ on One Fang there with the pistol. Beautiful shot from him as GG now stepping out there. CJX has got his ultimate. He's waiting for the opportunity. One Fang low HP, but they don't fully commit. They don't pressure. There's the ultimate coming in. CJX has already got One Fang. He's knocked back by the cannon though. He needs to reposition inside. Knocks a couple of people out with that Fear and Shove. Gets onto the high ground. Putting out another charge of the Fear and Shove is available any second now. He is going to blow that one down and get another kill for his team. DJS holding the high ground, but Sleepwalker still holding on into this game. GG LXM gets a kill for JGG. They're still in the fight. They're still in the game. There's another kill for GG. There's another kill for JL. This is just absolute carnage. It's anybody's game. It's anybody's day. GG are knocked out. JDG, they might have done it. They might have held long enough.
Yeah, they did. We go get 8.
Holy moly.